My opening routine usually starts with unlocking the doors, disabling the alarm system, flipping the sign, turning all the lights on. Day to day though, I'm on the floor more often than not as a salesperson. Also with my store manager, going over what we need more of, what we have too much of, what we should be promoting, and really kind of picking the brains of all the people on the floor, because they're the ones that are with the customers every day, and they're really good insight into what we're doing good and what we're not doing so well at.
The vault is, above all else, a gathering place. A lot of our customers say, I can't even drive down the street, my car automatically turns in. So it's a place where you come and remember the sitcom, we want to go where everybody knows our name. And that's kind of the feeling that you get in here. Since we did resale royalty, we have been so blessed with suppliers and customers literally from all over the world. And so prior to that, we had a warehouse space. And we buy, we don't consign, so we buy everything wonderful when it comes in. So because of that, we literally had a warehouse full, and it came to the point where we couldn't get any more on our racks. And so we had so much available, it was only, it made sense to open another location. And from the time that we opened, I visualized exactly what I wanted. I wanted all white space with gold accents, and I saw it in my mind. And when this building is so beautiful. I can't tell you how many times I've driven down this street, Brentwood, going into Clayton, which is a very affluent area, and it's beautiful. And I'm sure there's hundreds of buildings, but only one sticks out in your mind. You cannot help but notice this beautiful building. And it was so beautiful that actually I parked across the street on a day, and I pulled up in the driving space and looked at this building. I visualized it, I meditated on it, and I saw people coming out with grand bags, and everybody was happy, and I saw all this positive energy connected with this building when it was a rug store. A year and a half later, I get a call from our real estate agent, and she said, she goes, there's another building that's come up for sale, and it's on Brentwood. And I said, I know exactly which building it is. And it was, and it is, and so it is.
Taking in items, we look at over 1,000 items a day. We carefully curate items from all over the country now, especially since our show aired. As far as items coming through the door, everything obviously goes through a rigorous authentication process. And we have a lot of really good trained buyers that will look at items that come in. There's a lot that goes into not buying a product. One of my things is I always say beware of tags. Because people get overly excited in resale. Oh, it's new, it's got the tags. I'm like, yeah, well, there's a reason. When we're training new buyers, we always say not to necessarily buy things that have tags. At the desk, we're looking for items that we want to purchase from our suppliers that we would like to put in our stores and online. Once they go through an authentication process and everything is in pristine condition, we purchase the items. We sort of, amongst each other, decide what we're going to put on the online store. Right. It's tough. We often grapple with Louis Vuitton. It's one of our top selling handbags. It's one of the top selling brands in the world. And literally we could pop it up in the store and it sells. Since the show, our online store has exploded and we're literally shipping to the world. So sometimes we want to, pay somebody to process it, to put it online. Once we decide that we're going to put an item online, we give it to our online staff, which is growing and has grown, and we do a lot of comparison shopping so that we are at the perfect price. We try to really price things to sell, and they go online and they sell quickly.
They do. We do price to sell, and we do that in our store as well. I think
Right.
that's one of the big things that differentiate us from a lot of other stores.
And I think also what's really important to remember is we've always held this motto, and our employees certainly have, is that we want to make fashion accessible to every woman. Every woman across the board. So I think you feel that when you're shopping with us too.
My main overall role in the vault and Women's Closet Exchange is marketing. So I do all of the marketing and advertising. I do the events, promote the events as well as concept them and run and operate them. My favorite thing that we've done in the vault thus far, we've done a lot of events, has been Bag to the Bone, which was our grand opening. I was moving personally into a new home. I was moving into the vault. We were doing our business as well as needing events, and I knew that if I did a full-fledged fashion show, I would lose my mind. It was too much going on at once. So I thought I wanted to do something different, but I wanted to do something really fashion-oriented, high-end. So I said, what about doing a runway show for handbags? It would focus on our best product. All the girls wore Hervé Leger dresses, so they didn't have to change. I didn't have to worry about sizes and stories. We just switched out handbags, and it was phenomenal.
And the handbag was the star of the show.
Exactly.
And it
Right.
was spectacular.
It was spectacular. All the press
Right.
was here. We had over 200 people. It was truly spectacular.
But more fun than that was curating the bags for the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would be hiding bags
We
under
would.
office
Yeah.
chairs, and that's for the show.
Yeah.
And just getting some
Talking people out of buying them because I was like,
really
I only
unique
need it
pieces.
3 days.
I know, you don't want that.
You don't want that. It's not that great. I know
And-
it's Celine, but
And
no.
then at the very like 2 days before the show, Sue and I got invited to a closet because this woman wanted to show us her collection of Hermes. And we were like, motherlode.
Yeah, you can't make this stuff
So
up.
I was like, done and done.
Yeah, I got to
Called
feature
Di, and
some
I go,
of her bags.
we've got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up with, Hermes, Chanel, Celine,
Goya.
YSL. I mean, any bag that was hot in these United States at that very moment, we had in Bag to the
show.
Bone.
Yeah.
And it was spectacular.
It was.
It was a crazy event. DJ.
And I think it raised the bar for even our own events because people know we're known for handbags, but when they see what was going down the runway, they're
Right.
like, oh my God, how did they get that?
Right. Luxury men's is definitely on the rise. Luxury men's watches, it's huge right now. Men want nice things now, just like women. Vintage, Rolex. Men are just really into the luxury brands now, and I think our online store and our online presence will definitely address that.
That's a good entry.
It is, and because of the amount that we can get from out of town and in town, I think that's definitely our next step.
Our resale bus tours are phenomenal. The whole day is only $49. You get a seated gourmet lunch. It's from 10 to 3. You get 20% off at every stop, and they were always popular, but now that we've included the vault as another stop, they're kind of off the charts. So our next one is in September, and that's just something that our clientele really looks forward to.
I think the future has in store some really spectacular things for us, for our organization, for our family.
Yeah.
We literally travel the world collecting beautiful things for our customers. And that's what our viewership loved more than anything
Right.
else. And so, I don't know where it's going, but I know it's going to be wonderful. And I know it's going to be, every woman out there wants to get into the closets that we get into. And they want to get there with us.
Right.
And we're going to take them.
I'm dreaming wide awake. This is the life I make. I don't need a holiday to make me feel this way. Listen up, take a chance, you can sing, you can dance, you can live like there's no tomorrow. Give it time and you'll find there's a groove, there's a rhyme, move along and the rest will follow.